Coming up on 5 Minute News. Tax credits to encourage electric trucking sees hurdle from Manchin. Extreme weather limits running water in Jackson, Mississippi. And Kyiv residents head to shelters as drone attacks ramp up. It's Friday, December 30. I'm Anthony Davis. The United States will introduce incentives on January 1st for delivery firms and other companies to switch to electric trucks as part of a broad push to get polluting workhorse vehicles off roads and out of neighborhoods. The first of its kind incentives, established under President Joe Biden's Inflation Reduction Act, will offer tax credits of $7,500 or $40,000 depending on the size of the electric vehicle. Delivery companies like FedEx and Amazon would qualify at the $7,500 level for many of their electric vehicles. Those tax credits can be combined with voucher programs in California, New York, and other states that are spending billions of dollars to convince companies to switch to zero-emissions vehicles. The IRA's commercial EV credits do not have Made in the USA rules that apply to passenger cars. The U.S. transportation sector, which includes large and small trucks, buses and airplanes, accounts for more than one-third of the planet-warming greenhouse gases produced in the U.S. In a year marked by yet more floods, hurricanes and droughts linked to climate change, governments and companies have been forced to look more closely at the financial risks and their exposure to liability. Incentives should help bring EV sticker prices closer to parity with traditional gas-powered vehicles, experts say. Meanwhile, Senate Energy and Natural Resources Committee Chair Joe Manchin on Thursday urged the U.S. Treasury to pause implementation of the vehicle tax credits. Conservative Democrat Manchin said the Treasury guidance bends to the desires of the companies looking for loopholes and is clearly inconsistent with the intent of the law. It only serves to weaken our ability to become a more energy-secure nation. Critics say Manchin's personal fossil fuel interests, including a family business, are more of a priority to him than planetary emissions and decarbonization. Residents of Mississippi's capital are ending the year unable to count on clean running water in their homes after a freezing winter storm brought a fresh crisis to Jackson's beleaguered water infrastructure. Residents of the majority black city say their main water treatment plant has been poorly maintained and funded for years. In August, its pumps failed entirely, overwhelmed by historic flooding along the Pearl River, cutting off running water entirely for Jackson's 150,000 residents and about 30,000 people in the surrounding area. The huge winter storm that caused chaos across the United States in the days before Christmas and killed more than 30 people in upstate New York brought unusually frigid weather to the Deep South. Other southern cities accustomed to freezing weather were grappling with similar water issues, including Atlanta, Shreveport, Louisiana, and Selma, Alabama. Jackson Mayor Lumumba on Sunday announced once again that all residents must boil water before using it for cooking or drinking. Homes in some parts of the city had no water at all, and officials have set up distribution points for bottled drinking water each day that are attracting long lines. The freeze caused dozens of burst pipes and other leaks which are still being discovered as emergency crews combed the city. It would likely take until Saturday at the earliest to find and fix the leaks, restore the water pressure, and perform safety tests. The latest crisis made for a glum celebration of the Christmas holiday that was already set to be Jackson's coldest in decades, and further evidence of the struggles of black citizens as minorities in the United States. Residents of the Ukrainian capital Kyiv were urged to head to air raid shelters this morning as sirens wailed across the city, a day after Russia carried out the biggest aerial assault since it started the war in February. Shortly after 2 a.m, Kyiv's city government issued an alert on its Telegram messaging app channel about the air raid sirens and called on residents to proceed to shelters. Kyiv's governor said on Telegram that an attack by drones was underway. Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky, in a video address on Thursday night, said air commands in central, southern, eastern and western Ukraine repelled 54 Russian missiles and 11 drones yesterday. Zelensky acknowledged that most regions were suffering power outages. The areas where loss of power was especially difficult included the capital Kyiv, Odessa and Kherson in the south and surrounding regions, and the region around Lviv near the western border with Poland, Zelensky said. Footage on Thursday showed emergency workers searching through the smouldering wreckage of residential homes in Kyiv destroyed by a blast and smoke trails of missiles in the sky. Officials had earlier said more than 120 missiles were fired during Thursday's assault. More than 18 residential buildings and 10 critical infrastructure installations were destroyed in the latest attacks, the Defense Ministry said. Waves of Russian airstrikes in recent months targeting energy infrastructure have left millions without power and heating in often freezing temperatures. You can subscribe to 5-Minute News on YouTube with your preferred podcast app. Ask your smart speaker or enable 5-Minute News as your Amazon Alexa flash briefing skill. Subscribe, rate and review online at 5minute.news. 5-Minute News is an Evergreen podcast covering politics, inequality, health and climate, delivering independent, unbiased and essential world news daily.